I'm a big milk drinker.
Ooh.
When I was a little boy, I would come in hot and I'd have milk. And Mom had to make a gallon of milk for 3 kids last for a whole week.
Oh, goodness.
So I'd push in the back of the milk jug to make it look like the milk was taller, until, of course, she went and picked it up.
Oh, how clever
And
are
then
you?
she'd be like, David! I was limited to 1 glass of milk with dinner because I was such a milk drinker.
Really?
My brother and sister had to be coaxed into it. I was like, can I have theirs? Hush up.
Oh my gosh, you're
Is what
funny.
she told me. All right, hey, let's move on now and talk about room-filling sound from Bose. Let's talk about Bluetooth wireless speakers. We debuted this on Down Home with David last Thursday. And blue sold out on that day. Stone blue. And since then, we got more in stock. And since we debuted this last week, over 1,100 of these have been sold. Now, if you want it in black, $260. If you want the stone blue, $275. And if you want it in the white, $290. This is 5 payments of $29.80. And again, wireless. This is a charge-up item, and take this with you on the go. If memory serves me, I think Brett said you could even take this in the shower, if I'm remembering correctly. You can't submerge it, but I believe you can take it in the shower. Let's ask him, because he's joining us live via Skype. Mr. Hamilton.
You can submerge it.
You can submerge it? I thought you told me you could take it in the shower, but don't put it in the water.
No, 3 feet.
This can go up to 3 feet deep.
Shampoo and soap included. And I'm not exaggerating.
How about that?
It'll go in the shower. It'll go in the pool. In fact, it's not meant to do this, but the Bose guys told me this. If you throw this in the pool, it's like a submersible. It'll go down, and then it'll pop back up again and float, and you pull it out of the water, and you're back to where you were.
How about that?
I don't know how, but none of my stories are nearly as compelling as this, David. Christmas is here, right?
You know, Brett, I broke down this morning and I turned on Christmas music. I was writing bills.
You did it. You did it.
I still write checks. I'm one of those people. And
no, I didn't mean that. I mean, like, you broke the barrier between I'm not going to listen to Christmas music until this day, and
I started listening. Yeah, I did. I even looked up. I looked up the channel on my Sirius satellite radio, so when I'm in my car on the way home tonight, I can listen to it on the way home.
Was it holiday or no, a holly or holiday tradition?
Holly. I think it's channel 115.
I'm going to make a prediction. You're going to hear Last Christmas from Wham between the time you get in your car and the time you pull in your driveway. That song will play at least once.
At least once. Hey, Brett, let's talk about this because you charge this bad boy up, and on a full charge, how long can it play?
12 hours.
Wow.
12 hours for a portable of any device, right? I mean, we get our phones out in the morning, and they don't last 12 hours. Your computer doesn't last 12 hours. This lasts 12 hours. And as David mentioned before, not only is it good for weather and dust and all that other stuff, but here's something pretty cool. This is the first time Bose has done something like this. They call it Position IQ. That sounds really fancy. What does it mean, David? Well, it means that the music will sound the same this way, or on its side. So depending on what you're doing with it, are you like strapping it to a backpack or a bike or something like that? Are you putting it on the counter, or are you displaying it like this? It doesn't matter. It's going to sound exactly the same for those 12 hours with any type of music you're listening to. And as we always mention, David, Bose does something that nobody else does. First of all, they only do audio. They're not making tires. They're not making microwaves. They're not making dryers and washers and stuff. They just make audio sound better than we ever thought it could.
Right.
But around the holiday times, I just feel like we listen to music in a whole different way. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but there's so many triggers that go along with Christmas music for me, taking me way back to when I was little and going, okay, now I'm at my grandmother's house on Christmas Eve, and I'm sitting on the floor, and I just got a couple toys and all that stuff. And my grandfather used to have that Christmas tree with, he had those giant light bulbs, David, where like if you touch them, your finger would catch fire.
Oh yeah,
like
because they were incandescent bulbs. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, pre-code and all that stuff.
I mean, you would take your fingerprint off on those. I mean, you don't leave fingerprints after you burn your finger on those. Hey, Brett, can I tell you real quickly, 1,200 have been ordered now, and that stone blue that you've been holding, I have 200 left to go around. This sold out less than a week ago. So if you're looking to pick this one up, I would encourage you to do that now. Don't miss out on this opportunity. I have black, $225. Again in the blue, 200, and the white, 260. Now, Brett, wherever our music is housed, whether that be a phone, an MP3 player, as long as that is a Bluetooth-enabled device, it'll work with this, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So for those of you that go Bluetooth, I don't have that. Yes, you do. If you have a phone, if you have a tablet, if you have a computer, and it's not 10 plus years old, you probably would work that old. It works. It's just a handshake. It's a handshake between the two devices, and then all of a sudden, anything that you have here will play here. So it could be from your tablet, it could be from your computer, and it's not just music you own, David. And I think this is important, especially around the holiday time. Go into YouTube and just pull up a holiday list and say, I want to hear music from the 80s, and it'll find and play it. But Pandora or Sirius XM or whatever it might be, all of that music from one device will play through this device.
And it is great. It's room-filling sound.
Yep.
When you go to pair the device, there's a little symbol on the top here. This symbol is for Bluetooth.
Yeah, so thank you for showing that. Bluetooth, meaning when you turn this thing on for the very first time and you press that button, it starts to blink. It will then send out an imaginary signal, and your phone will say, hey, I just got a brand new Bose speaker. Tap onto it, accept it. And David, if you could roll back down to that menu again, I just want to show you guys how simple this piece is. So you've got Bluetooth blinking. The plus sign is volume up. The button in the center is the multifunction. I'll get to that in 2 seconds. The minus is volume down, and you got power. That multifunction button will let you do a whole bunch of stuff. Play, pause, fast forward, rewind. Oh, and by the way, if your phone rings while you're connected, you can use the microphone built into this, David, to answer the phone and also hang up the phone, all with one button. Press it, and it makes it work, and you don't have to it takes the guesswork away. There's not 1,500 buttons that you don't know what to do with.
Well, this is an in-stock item ready to ship right now. And if you're someone that is looking to complete your Christmas shopping, because we know statistics have already told us that well over 55% of Americans have begun their Christmas shopping. That means some of them have finished. Julia hasn't started. She hasn't bought a thing. No, she has not. But if you want to get me something. All right, so black, stone blue, and white. I have 3 dozen left in this stone blue. It looks like that will sell out again. 150 left in the black and 240 in the white. Mr. Hamilton, one final question before you go. Your T-shirt, I'm going to guess, says Proud Cat Dad.
How did you know that, David? There it is.
It was either going to be Proud Cat Owner or Proud Cat Dad. I wasn't sure.
I just felt like it tonight. I don't know why. I was just like, we just need something to warm us up in this crazy world.
I love it. I love it. And your kitty cat's names real quickly are?
Buddy and Doodle.
Buddy and Doodle. Tell Buddy and Doodle we said hi. Thanks, buddy.
I will. Be kind, everybody.
All right.